Entitled mother thinks her son is getting jealous by looking at me. I had just bought clout goggles and decided to wear them leaving school. Because of my severe anxiety, I put in my AirPods and listened to music and not talk to anybody. So as I was leaving, this entitled bitch came up to me and said, "Hey you, Pikachu." I turned around and she said, "Take those sunglasses off and put down those earbuds," or whatever they're called, making my son jealous. She added on things like, "respect me," and shit like that. She screeched at me when she saw I had Gucci slides on, which I had worked hard for, and demanded I give them to her son. At this, her little crotch goblin came up and tried to trip and take my slides. I ended up kicking him in the dick, and that only makes entitled mother more mad. I run out the front door of my school, where everyone is waiting for the bus, yelling for help, while crying my eyes out. I remember I have anxiety. One of my favourite teachers who knows I have anxiety helped me out. I told him everything, and when he saw entitled mother, he confronted her. I don't know what he said, but I watched my teacher get slapped and saw his hand click the power button and volume button 5 times on his iPhone, calling the police subtly, and shortly after, police arrived and arrested her. After police arrived and arrested her, I was questioned and the school reviewed the security footage. After that, the school apologised and allowed me to dress down for 2 weeks and see the counsellor if needed. Entitled dad thinks entitled kid is allowed to rob me. It all started outside my local coffee shop and I was on my laptop looking at memes, as you do. On the bench next to mine, entitled dad and entitled kid enter. Entitled dad looking around 40 and entitled kid around 12. They seemed to be arguing and the kid looked upset, but I usually keep to myself and that's what I did in this instance. After a few minutes of arguing, entitled kid stands up nervously and sits opposite me whilst entitled dad gives him death stares. He continues to say that he needs to see my laptop and he is sorry. I was really confused, so I closed my tab in case he was offended by my meme and turned it so he could see. Sadly, he murmured closer. At this point, entitled dad was standing up and on edge, and I was very confused. He looked like a pretty harmless kid, so I pushed it gently towards him. Suddenly he yanked it and dashed. I got up and chased him, but Hero trips him up and he comes to a fall on his face. Entitled dad comes over and basically shrieks at me and my new hero. "What did you brats do to my child?" I was scared because me and my hero are only around 16 or so. Entitled kid started bawling, and I came to the realisation that my laptop was broken. I was so angry I could have punched the stupid guy. Anyway, the entitled dad says he wanted to play tag and you devils took it to the next level. Say sorry now. I don't know what happened, but I got some sun bravery and laughed in the dick's face. He huffed and dragged away his kid with the tablet, for fuck's sake. Sometimes I question the world we live in. Entitled parent has to get in the lift now. Okay, this one isn't nearly as dramatic as most of this one here, but I love me some internet attention, so here goes. So I'm getting off the train, as there are a good other 100 people. The platform is a level below the station, so you need to exit via stairs, lift or escalator. As anyone who listens to platform announcements at British train stations know, so not a lot in my experience, when travelling with luggage, you should use the lift. So I'm using the lift. The escalators are broken, so they're basically another set of stairs. A bunch of old women also get into lift because, most likely being old, they struggle with walking up the stairs. So the lift arrives and we all kind of pile in the vague order we arrived at the lift. There's space left for maybe 2 or 3 more bodies. Enter or rather not enter entitled mother with a pram. "Get out please." Everyone who was previously looking in different directions to avoid eye contact in unison turned to look at the entitled mother standing just outside the door with a pram. The lifts are for prams. The escalators are broken. You can walk. There's space just here. The space left might have fit her pram, but it would have been a tight fit. Entitled mother opened her mouth to say something else, but then the doors closed and the lift started moving away. It probably returned about 30 seconds for her, so she could get her own special solo pram-only ride, because as we all know, lifts are for prams. Entitled dad abused my workers after being stupid. So some background. I'm the manager at a Subway. I have 2 cashiers, both very nice. Entitled mother, entitled dad and spoiled brat walk into the Subway. Spoiled brat will have the usual. You always change your orders up. What's the usual? Entitled mother started looking angry. Give me the usual. For the last time. What's the usual? Give her the sub. Stop abusing her. SB started crying. Daniel started walking over. What's happening? She's abusing my wife and child. I know Kate very well. She would never do that. I want the manager. Okay. She went up and told me all about it. I walked downstairs and came over. Leave the shop. No. He started screaming gibberish at us. He jumped over the counter at Daniel. Entitled dad tackled Dan and then ran at Kate. He punched her chest and ran at me. He had his fist out and hit me in the chest. I fell unconscious. The rest is what Kate told me. Daniel called the police and he got arrested and got a hefty fine. Also, SB was just watching in horror the whole time. Entitled mother is on house arrest and SB is up for adoption. I don't know what happened, but I know SB got taken from his parents, so I'm guessing he's up for adoption. I guess that's the end. My entitled parent encounter at a convention. Last year, my husband and I went to a fan convention. Think video games, anime, comics, all in one, for a date. We decided to cosplay as Link and Zelda from Ocarina of Time. In preparation, I bought us 2 playable Ocarina of Time replicas. It's important to note here that my husband cannot play his. I got him the cheaper 7-hold Ocarina as opposed to my full 12-hold. The first morning of the con, we were walking from our hotel room to the event. It was a few city blocks, in full costume and props. On the way, I played a few songs from the game for amusement. A few people told us to enjoy the con, some complimented our costumes, and 3 kids politely asked to take pictures with my husband. Sure, no problem. We had some rupee props and gave one to each of the kids. Enter entitled parent and entitled kid. Entitled parent, my son wants a picture too. Sure, no problem. With both of us or just one? Both. We pose and take the picture. Thank you, Link. My pleasure, have fun. Husband hands the kid a toy rupee. Can I play the ocarina? No, I hate germs. No, his. Again, no. Let entitled kid play it. It's not like he, points at husband, is. Entitled kid reaches for it. Husband holds it out of reach. The princess said no. Knock off the nerd shit and just let entitled kid have it. You don't need 2. Husband and I begin walking down the street to con entrance. Entitled kid starts wailing and entitled parent is cursing and yelling at us. We didn't see them after that, since you needed a badge to enter the con area. We did not let it ruin our trip, but I was fuming for most of the morning. Entitled dad leaves his kids in the lobby while he goes to see a movie. I work in a big movie theatre that has 9 theatres and 2 bars. Up to a certain time we're family friendly. Kids 4 to 14 are allowed to come with parents, and kids 15 to 17 can come by themselves. However, after 8 PM we stop running the kids movies and only kids 15 to 17 can come with parental supervision. One of the reasons for this is because there's a bar people hang out at. I'm working in one of the theatres playing Joker for the 9:15 showing, and a single ticket guy came in and took his seat. I check his ticket, cool, he's good to go. About 10 minutes in, my manager comes in the station and points to the guy's seat on our seating chart. There's a guy on his own, right? Yep, why, what's up? He just chopped his 3 kids off in the bar area because they're too young to see Joker. Basically, this dude had 3 kids, one was 12, the others roughly 10 and 7. Tried to get them all into Joker, but was told by our ticketeer that they were too young. So he just left them there and went in by himself. According to manager, now the kids were wrecking the lobby and bar, knocking over our cardboard cutouts and screaming and whatnot. We go into the theatre and the manager kneels down by entitled dad and politely and quietly tells him that he can't leave his kids in our bar or lobby. The oldest is 12, he can watch them. Sir, after 8, our age cut-off is 14 and they still need a parent with them. Well, that's stupid. This is supposed to be a family-friendly neighbourhood. That's just our policy and your kids are causing a disturbance at our bar. You need to get them. Now. I'm watching a movie, man. Just send them to the park across the street. Wow, what a great father. At this point, manager backs up and radios for security, who is this big scary looking guy who's naturally actually a big teddy bear. But he shows up and when entitled dad sees him, he leaves without causing a scene. He muttered some shit about us and how we were going to lose all our business because we don't cater to parents. Blah blah blah. All in all, not super dramatic like someone here. I just thought he was a terrible parent. As a note, there have been a couple of robberies in the park across the street lately, so sending your young children in a van night is extra bad.